Hello everybody, welcome back. Frigid here as always. Continuing on with Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. Why is this game so loud? I've also updated a few things with my streaming setup. Which includes, among other things, a chat overlay for the game capture. Also, not quite sure how I missed it before, but of the two characters seen here on the title screen is Makoto Naegi and Junko, which makes the fact that she was killed a little suspicious. Why have a character shown on the title screen so prominently if they're killed off the first act? How very suspicious. Hey. Oh, apparently it's a random character. Never mind. Yeah. Extra, read all about it. No, not that. There you go. Also, kind of a few other things, you're kind of reflecting a bit. Oh, and yes, by the way, I did not, in fact, fall off the face of the earth. Because, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what was going on, but it's so freaking tired that honestly just kind of lied around all morning on Monday and pretty sure all Sunday too. The good news is I've managed to address it. But anyways, so Mondo here, I suspect he's probably gonna end up getting killed off. His remark about how he has, he has too many promises to keep to be stuck there, but at the same time, also the whole thing of how he, when you make a promise, you keep it. That makes me think that even though he's a delinquent, he's actually got a good nature at heart. Such that I don't think he's going to kill someone, but at the same time, he's being the ultimate delinquent and all that, it kind of makes you think that he's probably going to get killed. And plus, it's also kind of the whole thing of how he's got too many promises to keep to be stuck at that school. So just in the sound a bit, so it can be heard a bit more easily. Like I said, this game is loud for some reason. There we go. That really should do it. Yeah, there we go. Kind of tough to say with him. This guy, between his rather odd perversion and the fact that he doesn't seem to be adapting too well to the situation, makes you think that he's going to be seen as a big target by someone who is going to have it in them to to take a life. Really don't know about him. Kind of tough to get a good read on him in that regard. It says it's ultimate something or other, but max SP +1. I still don't know what the heck that's supposed to be. But that said, the muted color palette in her case, as well as the way that she talks and acts, is rather reminiscent of a film noir detective. So I'm thinking that she's the ultimate detective. Don't quite remember if I've said it before, but Sakura Ogami, she's probably going to end up being a murder victim as well, on account of the fact that it would really drive home how dire things are. You know, rule of drama, if you will. Guess I should have spent some time with her. Instead of, Kyoko. I'm still convinced that his moral compass is gonna break. I mean, they make a point of saying how he's the ultimate moral compass. Let's see, I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for pulse like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say, she was gone. Hey, Hero, can I ask you something? No. Gotta get out of here. Gotta get out now. Had enough. Gotta break free. Hero, snap out of it. Makoto, what are you doing here? What? Hey, does this look familiar? Yeah, that's my crystal ball. But it's all smashed. What the hell? I only bought it because the guy said it was blessed. He said it was unbreakable. So, how did it break? What? Is it actually just made of glass and not crystal? Did that guy totally dupe me? He said it belonged to the pillars of history. Genghis Khan, George Washington, Napoleon. He said whoever controlled that crystal ball controlled the world. Is that seriously all BS? Wouldn't that be more along the lines of the pieces of the Spear of Destiny? Let's put that aside for now. So you can without a doubt say that this belonged to you? Yeah, that's mine for sure. I probably forgot it in the laundry room last night. Someone must have come by and snatched it. You left it in the laundry room? That means anyone could have found it and taken it. Let's see, Shattered Crystal Ball has been updated in the Truth Bolt section of your handbook. Thanks, Hero. That's all I wanted to know. Sure. By the way, I'm afraid to ask, but how much did you pay for that thing? Oh man, he really did get scammed. I think it saved up a fortune teller for 2 full years. Came out to be like $1 million. $1 million? That's pretty cheap, actually. I mean, considering it gives you the power to control the world. That's just too stupid. I can't even feel bad for him. Hey, Chiro, I was hoping I could ask you something.
Huh?
Oh, what is it? Before she died, Sayaka left a message. She wrote up the numbers 11037. No, she didn't! Do you have any idea what these numbers might mean? Like, could they be a code or something? Sorry, no. Chihiro slowly shook her head.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I just don't know. Okay, well, don't worry about it. Thanks anyway for trying. Even she doesn't know. Could she maybe know more than she's letting on? No, couldn't be. You know, it would be interesting if the those numbers actually did end up being something. That's weird. Hello there, Beth Phoenix. Not quite sure why the chat message didn't show up in the overlay there. Maybe it only shows it there for a little bit. Whatever. Might have to adjust things a bit. Anybody home? Oh, I didn't know we could actually go in. Housekeeping! Yeah, check with him.
Listen to me.
Let's see. What the heck? Why isn't the chat overlay working? And that's obnoxious. Yeah, boy. Set that chat overlay on the grounds that I set up that chat overlay on account of the fact that it helped me to keep track of the chat for both Twitch and Kick at the same time. Do you have a second, Makoto? I've uncovered something most unusual. The door to everyone's dorm has a nameplate on it to show whose room it is, right?
You hear me?
Well, it just so happens... Wait, no. You might be the killer yourself. I can't tell you anything. Forget everything I said. Forget Beam! Sorry, just a little joke. Even I do jokes sometimes. Ha 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 ha! I have a chat box for my stream, Beth Phoenix. Thing is, though, I haven't been able to set up a chat box for both Kick and Twitch, so currently only shows the one for Twitch. The chat overlay, however, is supposed to show it for the... It's supposed to have it show up for the stream and, well, for the VOD later on when I upload it to YouTube. Like I said, I don't know why the chat overlay is not working, or at least not showing up. Not sure if it's too high or too low in the listing or something, I don't know. Man, did I have any coins? No, I didn't. things going? Well, it's been a bit better. I wasn't able to stream on Sunday and Monday, kind of like I said earlier, the stream here, on account of the fact that the was so groggy, could barely, wasn't able much shit to do anything. I think I spoke to her. To kill someone just to save your own life. I never could live with someone like that. I think I'd vomit. But is what Monokuma said really true? Did one of us really kill Sayaka? If the master really was gonna get involved, they would have just killed us on day one. That's a good point. By the way, how's your investigation? How's your investigation going? I already told you I don't do blood, so I don't plan on doing an investigation.
This is very suspicious.
After all, where was Sayaka killed? In your room, right? Oh shoot. Skipped over that part. Accidentally. She really doesn't trust me at all. Ooh. Bit groggy today too, because didn't get quite as much sleep as I would have liked. But as a wise philosopher once said, you can't always get what you want. Now there's stuff showing up on my chat overlay. From Kick. Okay, so it vanishes after a little bit. Gonna have to adjust some of the settings a bit. I guess I'll have to take care of it take care of it after the stream, because I have no idea how the heck what to actually do to make it so that chat messages show up and then stay visible. That was a bot anyway. Whoa. Nice gym shorts or something? Maybe a skirt? I don't know. Then again, it seems to have... looks kind of like this, but with a different color palette. Maybe it's red booty shorts. Didn't know those came in red. Housekeeping! Ooh. Huh? It's a fish tank. There's a bunch of little fish swimming around inside. Can't imagine how this could have anything to do with the case. Well, that's how it had a mono coin inside. Let's see. see. His bathroom doorknob had been broken. The screws holding it in place had all been partially completely removed. So, right. Ooh. Locked off by a certain gate that can only open with a trash room key. That's right. Incinerator can be activated via a switch on the machine. Everyone was on cleaning duty, and he claims that the last time he saw the incinerator was off. However, when Kodo checked it after the incident, the incinerator was in fact on. The distance from the gate to the incinerator is roughly 30 feet. Oh, what kind of game is this? Kind of a visual novel of sorts. Story-wise, it's kind of a murder mystery. I'm not quite sure why it says that the distance from the gate to the incinerator is roughly 30 feet, because even if someone was able to, like, maybe... This question of turning on the incinerator from there, because it's not likely that the on-off switch is right by the gate, but even then, it wouldn't do much good to be able to turn it on past the gate, because you'd still have to put the stuff into put the evidence into the incinerator. And so, for example, like because that was right by the on-off switch. Even if right by the button to turn it on or that kind of thing. Even if someone were to say throw that, there's no indication that the gap between the gaps in the screen there, or the gaps of the gate there, are actually large enough for someone to throw this through it, let alone hit the button. And then, like I said, there's also the matter of how the heck they would have, how on earth they would have gotten the stuff into the incinerator anyway, which would have required them to get past the gate.
Seems like
Something doesn't seem right. A lot of people felt said Zach was killed in your room. Just can't stop thinking about it. Could it be the nameplate? What about it? Oh. This is definitely my room, but the nameplate has Sayaka's name on it. I'm not sure how I missed that. This is Sayaka's room, right? The nameplate has my name on it. The nameplates on my room and Sayaka's room were switched? So all that effort I put into switch rooms without anyone knowing was totally pointless. But why would anyone do that? See, dorm nameplates have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Clearly need to work on my attention to detail, because I didn't catch that. Let's see. Oh, something else I'm forgetting. Let's see. Estimated to be around 1:30 a.m. Body was discovered in Makoto's room in the dormitory. Death took place in the bathroom. The cause of death was a stab wound into the abdomen, and the right wrist appears to have been fractured. There's probably more relevant information than what's in the Monokuma file. Oh, yes, that. Alright. Let's see. I was hoping I might be able to chat with her. She might have some ideas, or clues, or something. Okay.
Very strange.
So where was Sayaka in your room when she was killed? Maybe because you are the culprit? No, you've got it all wrong. Sayaka and I switched rooms last night. Didn't even try to hide the suspicion on his face. If what you say is the absolute truth, you're still responsible for her death, wouldn't you say? Huh? After all, she wouldn't have died if she hadn't switched rooms with you, right? The reason Sayaka was killed is because I suggested we switch rooms? She's dead because of me? Then it should have been me that died? Well, all we can say right now is that it's a possibility. That's if that's really true, then that's really true, then you gotta press on. Get to the bottom of what's really going on here. And, like, was it Toko? She said that the mastermind probably would have killed them all on day one. Well, that's assuming that the mastermind hasn't set up this whole thing just to watch everybody suffer. As the human-shaped blur come tearing out of the depths of the hallway.
Hey, you bastard!
Hold up, hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? Huh?
I mean, seriously?
That doesn't mind me have anything to do with the investigation. Well, I suppose it's a natural reaction of someone trying to go into your room without permission. Interesting. This is Hero's room. Don't think there's anything here that will help. Man came in contact with the knob of Fumi's room. I heard it rumbling like a herd of elephants stampeding down the hallway.
Mr. Naegi!
Hold it right there, Mr. Naegi!
There's no way to think about this in a common sense kind of way.
Trying to enter someone's room without their express permission is the highest breach of etiquette!
So it would seem.
Whether it's related to the case or not, you must respect a person's right to privacy! True. Him being upset about that is rather suspicious, but I suspect it probably has something to do with the fanfiction he creates. I don't think there's anything here that will help me. Yeah, it'd probably be like just some dumbbells or maybe punching. Oh wait, that's right. Rooms aren't customized all that much. Never mind. Let's see, there's new rooms. I don't think there's anything here that will help me. Yeah, same thing. Same stuff, different door. See, this is Toko's room. I don't really have anything to talk to her about right now. And she's not even there! Junko isn't here anymore. She's dead. Byaku's room. Hey, huh? Did I give you permission to do that? Get your hand off that door. Sorry. I can't imagine this has anything to do with the case anyway. To be fair, that reaction is understandable considering the fact that he's standing right there! Same stuff, different door. Same stuff, different door. Same stuff, different door. Let's see. Is there something more to talk to Leon about? Yeah, there you go. That's right. B to sprint.
Seems like...
Okay. I mean, switching the nameplate seems kind of weird. Why would someone have bothered to do that, considering the fact that everybody there knows that Sayaka was in Makoto's room? And whatever they were trying to accomplish, they clearly didn't manage to accomplish it. Yeah, if the mastermind really was going to get involved, they would have just killed us on day one. It's entirely possible the mastermind is already every bit as involved as they want to be. It's like the whole chess master trope, or chess master, puppet master. You know, like the kind of thing you got like a character story where they're like some figure in the shadows pulling everybody's strings like they're puppets. I already checked in there. Did I check over here? Yeah, Celeste. Got anything to share? So, do you have any clues or anything? What kind of clues? It's just a clue we do not know who the culprit is, and leave it at that. What an odd thing to say! Whatever secrets I may have, I don't intend on revealing anything until the class trial. Okay, then, do you have any suggestions for where I should start looking?
Well...
Ah, so annoying. Must you fumble around fishing blindly for clues? I suppose it wouldn't hurt to give you a little hint. The scene of the crime, naturally, but I think the trash room is also worth looking into. The trash room? It's the perfect place to destroy evidence. However, there's one little problem, which is...
As for me...
That place is filthy. I'd rather die than set foot in there. I'm trusting all of you to conduct a thorough investigation on my behalf. That's... Seems a bit excessive to try to put guns on it. I mean, I suppose you could blast the lock by using some shape charges, but that would, well, shape charges or something like that. But first off, I would assume that there'd be a means to actually make such a thing inside the school, which, well, I suppose that'd be possible. I mean, Monokuma does want the students to kill each other. But even then, that would take time to set up. More than enough time for Monokuma to show up and put a stop to them himself. Yeah, I wonder if there's probably going to be a murder case where someone tries to flush away some of the evidence. You know, like at a turlet. Which is probably why you're able to go in there. Hey, the trash room. So there might be more to check. Seriously, what is with that hatch? No, not yet. I always watch this. Don't they ever get tired of it? Jeez, took everything ahead even just to think about mocking them. So one of the models appears on it right now. It's showing this logo. I don't even think I don't even want to think about when he might show up on that thing next. Bruce, is that everything? Close what you open. Put away what you take out. Sleep after you eat. Take care of what you buy. Keep that gung-ho attitude in mind, but we still got to do the actual legwork, right? One of those things he said is definitely not like the others. Thanks to Fumi's help, I was able to get inside. Hey, Mr. Nagi, you seem a little down. Oh, really? You need help lifting your spirits? Call me anytime.
Come on.
Got all kinds of stuff that might help cheer you up. Yeah, is that too? With how perverted Fumi is, I imagine that probably may come across as being a rather big target to someone who might be rather eager to get out of the school. Door won't budge, it must be locked. Well, I think I've got about all the clues I can find. Hey, by the way, did you really kill Sayaka? What? Of course not. I would never. Hida, do you really think I murdered her?
I mean...
Well, she was coming to your room, right? So, I mean, you guys were supposed to be friends, right? But you still killed her. On the other hand, two people becoming good friends, then one killing the other is a classic drama setup. So when you consider everything together, I honestly have no idea. Let's see. My room must have been the entire time, so how did the killer get inside? Any security system, magical or mundane, has the same flaw. It cannot protect against that which is invited in. Sakura, do you think I'm guilty too?
Hey.
I try not to make assumptions like that. I simply don't know whether or not you did this. Whatever decision the rest of you come up with, I'll follow your lead. I see.
By the way,
I realized something while I was on guard duty. The killer could have already destroyed some evidence, right? Before anyone found the body, I mean. There's some trash in the dorms, right? They could have tossed some stuff in there. Yeah, that's definitely possible.
you son of a bitch!
That dirty bastard!
Shit.
Anyone raise their head to a woman is scum that deserves death. That's what my brother taught me.
You're fucking dead.
See, if I ever find the son of a bitch that did this, I'm gonna pound his dang face in. But what if I was a girl that did it? But what if it was a girl that did it?
Yo.
It'll all get sorted out when the time comes. You know, come to think of it, she's in the shower stall. What if the shower just gets? Oh yeah, that's right. That's why. Wouldn't have been able to use the water to clean away the evidence. How did I forget about that? Merely reside within the school. Leaving campus is an unacceptable use of time. That implies it's actually possible to leave. Let's see, night times from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Some areas are off limits at night, so please exercise caution. Sleeping anywhere other than the dormitory will be seen as sleeping in class and punished accordingly. With minimal restrictions, you're free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion. You know, this one seems kind of odd, specifically the part about some areas are off limits at night, so please exercise caution. That one is going to be important later on. I can feel it. With minimal restrictions, you're free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion. Again, the restrictions are probably going to come up. Assuming they haven't already in the form of those gates that are down, blocking up access to the second floor. Violence against Headmaster Monokuma is strictly prohibited, as is the destruction of surveillance cameras. Destruction, what's interesting is it doesn't say anything about tampering or damaging them. Anyone who kills a fellow student becomes blackened, will graduate unless they are discovered. Once a murder takes place, a class trial will begin shortly thereafter. Participation is mandatory for all surviving students. If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. If the guilty party is not exposed, they alone will graduate, and all the remaining students will be executed. Additional school regulations may be added as necessary. See, so how am I supposed to move things along to the class trial? Yep, the DVD with Sayaka's name on it. Sayaka got really depressed over seeing whatever was in that video. I wonder, what did she see? Might be directly related to the case, but it might be worth checking out anyway. Sorry, Sayaka, I need to borrow this DVD. Dude, you need to borrow all of them! What organ map? I only see a sewing kit there. Push play and the screen was dark for a few seconds, but then an image slowly appeared. It looked like some kind of concert. And standing on stage, front and center, was a face I recognized all too well. Sayaka. He was there along with the friend she said had been so important to her. He was positively glowing there in front of the crowd, so full of life. Seeing that image made it even harder to accept that she was dead. The vision started to blur and darken, and then that voice had come to despise so much began to float out of the speakers.
Sayaka Maizono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous all-girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
Suddenly, the screen went dark. In the next moment, I saw something I could hardly believe. What the? Saga disappeared from the stage, which was now in ruins. But what I noticed even more than that was the figures of the other girls who had all simply collapsed.
This ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight. For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to. So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what, could have caused the group to go to pieces?
That warning, the video cut out. What the hell? That wasn't real, right? They're a super famous pop group. Everyone knows who they are. Did you try to say he was even able to get to them? That really did happen. Everyone in the outside world must be going crazy. What if a person would take things this far?
I'm getting tired of waiting. What say we just get started, It's time for the long-awaited class trial! Now then, allow me to appoint a proper location for the proceedings. Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Where I have to go, alright. But I'm still debating whether or not to keep trying to do an impression for Monokuma when reading his lines, or to just do an impression of Mark Hamill's take on the Joker. You're late, Makoto! We've all been waiting for you! I bet you were afraid you would be discovered as the murderer you are.
Listen to me!
Let's not jump to conclusions just yet. Save that for the class trial. There we can all reveal the details of Makoto's crime. So they really are convinced I did it. But I didn't do it. Me and Sayaka both know that all too well. But then, who is the killer? The one who murdered Sayaka. Is it really one of us?
Is everyone here? Okay then. Please board the elevator in front of you, which will transport you to the courtroom, where all your fates will be decided.
Pardon me for a moment. Sorry about the wait there, folks. Okay.
I'll meet you all down there. I'll be waiting.
See, well then the time has finally come. Are you ready?
You know what I mean.
Well, it did my job. I'm kind of the best of you from here on out. Let's get started.
Hey,
There's no point to stand around here. Suddenly resolve and step into the future. Alright then. Guess I've no choice but to get on this elevator. Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Good idea.
Hey,
Are you scared? No, scared isn't quite right. Or, I said it before, but it's up to you to uncover the mystery surrounding this case yourself. If you don't, you'll never come to grips with the truth. I need to cover the truth of Sayaka's death. I didn't need someone else to tell me to do that. Sayaka's honor. I swear I'll find out who the real killer is. As I raised my voice to try and give myself courage, I turned around, trembling with anticipation toward the elevator. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Everyone else was already on the elevator. When I finally stepped on, the doors closed and the elevator started to move. The steel box descended with heavy clunking sounds toward the school's basement. I wonder if this is how a death row inmate feels when his time finally comes. Rather than that, is it not more like a defendant waiting to receive his judgment? Oblivious to our shared anxiety, the elevator lowered us further and further into the bowels of the school. No! You finally arrived! What do you think? Doesn't it feel like just like a real courtroom? I'm not sure what Japanese courtrooms look like, to be honest. I haven't played the Phoenix Wright series, and Persona 5 doesn't give you all that much of a look at what Japanese courtrooms look like. It's like a Hollywood movie set, right? Not even close. It's total shit.
well now.
Okay. Everyone find your assigned seats and sit down. Hurry up now. Hurry up. We did what he said and found our seats. Seats are arranged in a giant circle. It was set up so that everyone could see everyone else, which also meant it'd be easy for anyone to transfer their tension and unease onto anyone else. The air seemed to grow heavy as we sat there. And so the curtain on our first case opened. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Set skills. What does that do? Increases your truth bullet rate of fire, effective during the non-stop debate in the bullet time battle. Bullet time battle final strike. Costs 3 SP. And increases damage to the opponent when its statement is destroyed, effective during the bullet time battle. Costs 3 SP. And let's see. Sword handle was missing some of the gold coating, as was part of the blade. What exactly is the gold coating, though? So, Koda took this from the entry and put it in his room. The sheath was found some distance from the sword itself. It shows evidence of being scratched with a sharp object. If you're going to attack him with the sword, you'd almost certainly remove the sheath first. Let's see. It's apparently part of a shirt cuff and has a noticeable blood stain on it.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Ifumi, calm down there.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Good question.
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the
My
preamble.
foreshadowing sense is
Get
tingling.
ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Let's see, it's about to begin. The debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. The first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Yes. See, as things progress during each class trial, you'll engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the Y button. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you'll automatically fail, so be careful. If you press the start button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Well then, good luck and have fun. Evidence of a struggle.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono. Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
Something's off about what was just said. Because if Sayaka hadn't resisted at all, there's no explanation for what happened to my room. For this first debate, we'd like to take a quick sidebar. If we're unable to spot and refute someone's lies or contradictions, the argument will repeat. Within a group of statements, some words appear in a different color. Did you happen to notice? That represents a potential hole in a person's statement, a possible weak spot. These weak spots reveal important, though not always inaccurate, sections of a person's statement. Truth bullets are only effective against these weak spots. So when you see one come up, take aim and fire, but only if you're sure it's actually wrong. Also, you can fast forward an argument by holding down the B button. Well then, good luck and have fun.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono. Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono. Yeah, we know that part already.
But it fired that evidence of a struggle bullet.
Makoto's room.
Some text may appear in yellow. This is the weak spot. It represents potential light. Oh, I see. You have to aim it at the statement, not the person.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to receive.
No, that's wrong. Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
See, we need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had?
No, it's wrong. No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing. Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
Seems awfully eager to reach that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
See, there's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere just waiting for us to find it. So know damn well I'm not the killer. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? So you can concentrate by holding down the RB button. While you're concentrating, the time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it will steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak points. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge. If this gauge empties, you can't concentrate. The focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck and have fun.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret. Nobody...
No, that's wrong. Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I went to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives are still there. I would have fished my tea, went back to the kitchen. I went to wash my glass. One of the knives is gone. So you're seeing the knife disappeared while you were drinking your tea. While you're drinking your tea in the dining hall? Yeah?
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case!
That's interesting. Why did he get frustrated at that and assert that there's no accomplices?
Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall. No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means, we have airtight alibis.
You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room.
I have a hunch that's probably going to become relevant in the future.
So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome! But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because... they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here? Are you talking about...
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And thinking back on it, she was acting kind of unusual. When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all.
No, you're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if you don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? See, as things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You have to deduce the phrase of the letters flying around and the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Use the left stick to aim, then press the Y button to shoot the desired letters. If you shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. If this gauge reaches 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck. You have fun. Something that should have been at the scene but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. We could just figure out what that something is. Oh.
Now I understand. That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
Well, not just Sayaka, but perhaps the killer as well.
That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
See, the killer struggled to get into the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? See, from here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. No matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and you not only will you fail to refute what they said, but also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. Now, this is important because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck and have fun.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, it's wrong. The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with walk-in bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be. But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Not sure I didn't notice until during this class trial, but Leon's undershirt has a skull on. Was it? Got like a spray painted skull on it.
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked, so they didn't know the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was...
I got it! The killer must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room,
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. The killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you
don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka would let someone in because... And let's see.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
See, the same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
Let's see. There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the name place to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil, and these are the words that appear.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then, pay attention. Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to,
Oops. A little slow on that.
specifically says, my room.
Reading these words tired me. Please stop wasting my time.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Honestly, any one of those could apply.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see.
So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly. The room.
No, that's wrong. The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other. So switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right?
Okay, then who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who we had switched rooms.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
See, there's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
See, the reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
See, what happened in my room and what led to Sayaka's death, that's what we need to make clear. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Let's see, are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement. If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. Press the LB button to rotate the cylinder and choose which bullet to fire. Press release the LB button to cycle through each bullet. Or you can hold down the LB button to use the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, we've got a short seat. Kitchen knife set, and
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened. When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, it's wrong. Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
See.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean. So I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
That's an odd conclusion to jump to.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka could wash the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens in the bathrooms at night.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Oh my.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
Insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheath would have had to been the one without the sword.
I got it! Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own. She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument! You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it! Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Just the one?
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, that's wrong! There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question that Sayaka wrote that in the message, and I can prove it.
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. What the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1, but looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little brain cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Damn, it's no use. I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Huh? Rotate it? I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Hey, he's finally getting it.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it. So, whose name did she write?
Let's see. Turn her message 180 degrees. It should become crystal clear.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
At least if you're looking at what you're doing.
Stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
See, the evidence that Leon tried to get rid of. It's that thing I found on the ground in front of the incinerator, right?
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
See, the bird remains a button-up shirt which the killer was able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. See, the time the shirt was destroyed, if we focus on that, the killer will become clear. What do you mean the time it was destroyed? Do you really have evidence that proves what time it was destroyed? I don't think you do. It was destroyed? Talking about the trash room incinerator, right? How the hell is that supposed to make anything clear? Seriously? How does that actually not help?
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. you can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There's another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. That's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. I thought I was going to give you multiple tooth bullets this time.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
Shoot! The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to...
No, that's wrong. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
The killer had to use the glass ball in a certain way, which was... divine with it.
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate.
I don't think rolling it would work unless there's a ramp for it to go off of, like with skee ball.
All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw that through a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on? Very strange. Of course it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
The shirt would have had to have enough weight to actually carry it all the way there. Otherwise, the air resistance would have kept it from actually reaching the incinerator.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right?
Isn't that about the distance between home plate and the pitcher's mound?
The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
Wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all for the killer because...
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer. These goddamn shepherd brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you.
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
See, the closing argument is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? Let's see. Every case is one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book. However, you'll notice that in the comic there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press the A button, holy cow, you get a hint that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun. Alright. Oh. I'll go through the process of elimination. Get there. Actually, that would have to be there. I figured the image there was her dropping the knife.
take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room.
Oh, so we got another message there. Let's see. Freaking bot and kick. Let's see. Let's take a look.
From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier. But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area. They wanted to make sure they got rid of any trace they'd ever been there. Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there, but the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw. But the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star. The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence. Isn't that right, Leon? It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I have the evidence? The first bullet time battle is about to begin. Would you like to hear more? See, sometimes during a class trial, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say. When this happens, you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. We like to refer to this as the bullet time battle, aka the BTB, by the way. During the bullet time battle, you want to show your opponent's statements in time with the rhythm. Match your button presses with each tempo mark as they move across the screen and reach the center. Press the A button to lock onto an opponent's statement. Destroy the statement you've locked onto with the white button as the tempo meter reaches the center. See, use this method to deal damage to your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in pain. Do this consecutively and you'll start a combo. Keep this going and you'll initiate a tempo up. On the flip side, if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. The tempo changes, so does the timing for hitting each button, so watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent and their weak spot statement will appear. At that point, you press the white button and shoot it down with the truth bullet like any other statement. If you shoot their statement fast enough, you'll come out victorious. Which is like before, if your influence gauge reaches 0 or you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck and have fun.
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
See, they used something of their own to remove the screws. Could it have been?
I refuse to acknowledge you. You're stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. You lied. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance. It wasn't me. Stupid. You lied. Stop talking. Shut up. Where's your proof? You kidding me? Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Yeah, the tempo changes been tripping me up.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid! Huh?
And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid. Stupid.
I think his face is melting.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
What's a mistrial? Let's see. Ah, dang.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes? You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited!
It quickly cut to Kyoko reacting to that statement, albeit silently.
Will you make the
I'm
right
sensing some
choice
foreshadowing
or
there.
the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Uh-oh, looks like you got it right on the money. The Blackhead in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kawata.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka? I don't believe
You
it.
son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, what the hell's wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So that's why...
None of you are any different!
One wrong step and you'd be the one standing here. There's a complete chance that it wound up like this.
It was just... unlucky. That's all.
Hey, come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about that, honestly, I'd be better off if we'd been wrong. I guess what we came up with really is the truth. Then that truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. After all, the mastermind, it's all because of that video. Even I couldn't handle what I saw in there. If I was her and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. They're probably waiting for me.
Why?
I can't afford to be stuck in here. See, one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. To have to see something like that happen to them. Sayaka.
I
did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it, even some things that weren't so pleasant. That's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. That's what she said.
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
She was lying to me from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships. She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she descended into pure madness. What did you say? I understand, really I do, yup. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they collapse. Stop screwing with us, this is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that, all of it, everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma, but...
That's enough.
Big as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. The grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make her enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you so magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the blackened Leon Kawata will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution?
Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
That's it?
I was just protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced her into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkits? After she'd shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. And you came all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop you what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had an unclouded intent to commit murder?
So, that's why...
I've had enough of this. Well, are you sure? You were closer to that to her than anyone, were you not? You killed your precious Sayaka, do you understand? I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either. Because the one to blame is him. So what? If it weren't for you, this would never have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We shouldn't be fighting each other. We should be fighting against the one who puts us in this situation, the mastermind. Uh-oh, did you wake to your sense of justice?
Hey,
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. There's justice and then there's revenge. Or, for that matter, just plain hatred. Or unrestrained anger. A lot of people tend to confuse those three things as being a sense of justice. Oftentimes they think it's, when they see that in themselves, they think it's a sense of justice. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up. Okay, well, anyway, more importantly...
Chills! Kills!
Let's hurry up and get to what everyone's been waiting for, the punishment!
I'm begging you, please, don't do this!
hey.
No more begging, no more excuses! You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it!
Stop, please!
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
No!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
No!
Where'd that collar come from? That's a pretty heavy-duty baseball pitcher, or whatever these things called anyway. It doesn't blow. That seems awfully excessive. I mean, I get that it's tailored to the fact that he was the ultimate baseball star, but, you know, could have maybe just used a baseball that was like, you know, some cowhide wrapped around a metal cannonball and just launch it at him with a railgun. It'd be gorier, yes, but at least it would be eaten and make for a quicker and thus more merciful end. That was the true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, what else could we call it?
Extreme!
No kidding. Man, my drill is pumping right out of control! What's going on?
I can't take it.
Do they have to keep doing this? I just can't take it. Well, if you don't like it, all you gotta do is sort of cut all ties with the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Screw you! Why the hell are you doing all this evil shit to us?
What the heck?
Evil? It makes like I'm some dark, awful, secret society type of guy. That doesn't seem like a refutation, like you're trying to refute what he said.
Say what?
Or in this case, a dark, awful, secret society type of bear. So why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
Seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. It's like trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying, what I'm saying quite fit together.
Shit.
Piece of shit, I don't care what you are, I don't care who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get me so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't get free of your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame! Of course we can't cut free of the outside world, being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of the school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonderful how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Chills! Kills!
Anyway, let's get to the blankets punishment. That's what everyone is waiting for after all.
Hey.
You say everyone? Who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned to reality. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever, unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. We just lost the sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in that moment...
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? The thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. And how does Kyoko know that? She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure. We can't ask her now.
However,
even if you can't ask her, you can infer it, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back at the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you, which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the deaths of your friends, Sayaka and Leon, and keep moving forward.
Correct.
Without someone like that, those would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their deaths? I could never do that. No, going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How could I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit it, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? Oh, well, I'm psychic.
What?
Huh? Kidding, I just have pretty good intuition. And then there were 12. Let's see. When is the loneliest number? Alright. I guess the only thing to do is sleep. Or not. I could do a magic trick for the camera and make a bird appear. Gone. She really is gone. It's almost like there's never anything there to begin with. The last sign of Sayaka's existence has disappeared without a trace. It's just like he said. After the class trial, before he took the elevator back up, Monokuma told us... Oh, I almost forgot. Since the class trial is over, I'll go ahead and dispose of all the corpses.
What are you gonna do?
It's okay, no need to thank me. Just seeing your delighted smiling faces is thanks enough for me. After all, nobody wants to look at a rotting corpse every day. That can't be good for your health. Didn't even have time to mourn Sayaka and Junko's deaths. I'm sure that's exactly why he did it. It's a bad joke, a sickening dream, but I have to accept the reality of it all. I head back to the dining hall to meet up with the others. Sorry I'm late.
So,
Hey, are you okay, Makoto?
Listen to me!
You sure took your sweet time. I was just about to go get you and drag you back here. Sorry. So, what happened? Was your room fixed up like he said? I imagine it'd be pretty hard to sleep with a rotting corpse in your bathroom.
Hey, come on.
Jeez, that's screwed up, man. Why would you say something like that? My room was spotless. There wasn't anything left. Like the whole thing never happened.
I see.
It must be tough staying there knowing what happened. Why don't you just stay in Sayaka's room? Well, staying there with her scent still hanging in the air, that would hurt just as much. Plus, I decided that I can't turn away from her death. Makoto. Hey, cheer up. Getting depressed isn't gonna help anything, right? If we all work together, I'm sure we'll find a way out of here.
You got it.
So everyone, just try and cheer up and get back on track. Is that honestly supposed to make us feel better?
Huh?
We're already working together, yet someone was still murdered. Anyone could betray us at this point. That has happened once. It's a question of when, not if, the next one takes place. Yeah, because Sayaka made the first move.
Well...
But if we work together against the mastermind, nobody will have any reason to do anything like that.
Stop talking.
Keep telling yourself that. I'll be over here in the real world. Working together, fighting a common enemy. Like it or not, it's not that simple. What do you mean?
Are you okay with this?
The mastermind seems to be much more powerful than we ever suspected. They took our Hope's Peak, which was supposed to be well defended, then modified it to fit their desire. They created Monokuma, which seems to be incredibly advanced, and they're providing for our every need. And the cherry on top is the execution we witnessed.
Honestly.
Everything has been planned down to the last excruciating detail. This is not the work of your everyday psychopath. find them may be too great of a risk.
So
Then what are we supposed to do? Anyone who truly does want to escape will just have to follow the rules. In which case, the only option is to deceive those around you and win the game.
No.
What?
Yeah. But it would be difficult for the mastermind to do all of that stuff laid out on their own, but on the other hand, the thing about masterminds, they tend to be pretty good at manipulating people.
I can't take it.
I don't want to live if it means killing someone else to do it. I don't want to kill anyone else. Huh? Anyone else? What do you mean?
It's because...
Leon died because we all voted for him, right? It's no different from us killing him ourselves.
But...
So,
If we hadn't voted for him, then we all would have died instead, right? That isn't what you wanted, is it?
So it would seem.
She's right. If you heap that kind of blame on yourself, you'll turn into a full-fledged masochist. Chihiro, listen. You're not to blame. Not you, not Leon, and not Sayaka. The mastermind is responsible for everything that's happened. We had no choice but to vote. I can't even imagine what would have happened to us if we'd refused. And in the end, it's Monokuma who ultimately killed Leon. So don't waste your anger on yourself. Instead, direct it at the mastermind.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Oh, and one other thing. It was totally obvious before that you were trying to make yourselves feel better and justify what you did. See you, don't see you, see you? That's about how much I can see you, even when you try to hide. Now pay attention and remember this well. The burden of judging others is a heavy one to bear, so be well aware of your actions. Order and stability rely on the sacrifice and responsibility of everyone. Okay then, sweet dreams everyone. Good night, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
What was it just now? Is he saying it's our fault what happened? That's pretty cruel, man.
Don't fuck with me.
That piece of shit, who does he think he is? And so the day drew to a close. A tense, maddening day that saw the deaths of 3 classmates, Sayaka, Junko, and Leon. But this is just the beginning. Our despair has only just begun. Woke up the next day to Monokuma's normal morning announcement, then he called us all to the gym. What's he gonna do to us this time? We're practically frozen with fear, but Monokuma was determined to get us involved in his little game. And with that goal in mind, he began it.
Okay, lift your arms up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now reach way up and bend way down. Tighten those muscles. Let's add a little strength, a little speed to those young bodies of yours.
Doesn't this feel just great being stuck inside like this? You gotta make sure to stay healthy. You're the one keeping us stuck inside. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's my motto. Well, it sounded pretty cool just now, don't you think? Did you fall in love with me? Am I just to die for? Am I just to die in writhing agony for? So why did you call us here? Certainly wasn't just to make us exercise. Just to make you exercise? Just to make you exercise? If exercise makes you laugh, exercise will make you cry. Now if you keep doing these exercises, you will uncover the secret of the Assassin's Fist. Passed down from generation to generation in the Empire of Darkness. The power can be yours. That sounds like the kind of junk a middle school would come up with. You mean a Chunin Byo? It doesn't matter. Just get to the point. Did you really call us down here just to exercise? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just get to the point. Did you really call us down here just to exercise?
Hey,
Of course not. You think I have that kind of free time on my hands? Yes, actually. Okay, so then... Oh, I'd like to make an announcement. Every time you overcome a class trial here at Hope's Peak, a whole new world will open up to you.
What the heck?
A whole new world?
you guys?
It'd really suck if you had to live here forever with nothing new to stimulate you. Besides, I know how you kids get these days with your ADD and ADHD. I gotta keep you motivated.
Very.
So go ahead, look around all you want. Enjoy the brave new post-trial world till you explode. With that, Monokuma disappeared, leaving us even more confused than when he'd shown up. But, new world?
Could it be...
Is he talking about when to get outside?
I wonder about that.
That seems unlikely.
Piece of shit!
We don't know till we look.
Hey,
Whatever he meant, it seems we'll have to search the school one more time.
You hear me?
Okay, then let's split up and start investigating. When you're done, everyone meet back at the dining hall and we'll share what we found. Basically a one-trick pony, you know that?
Got it!
More like a staple food source. Now let's get moving. I don't know that was supposed to be stable, not staple. Seeing his words as their signal, everyone scouted and left the gym. Okay. That's still off limits. Interesting. This is the second floor of the school. Maybe there's some kind of clue here. Yeah, I'm sure of it. There's got to be something here. What everyone's been waiting for. That line could suggest some kind of Truman Show plot. Of course, that would be really messed up. This is where the bathroom cleaning supplies are stored. I don't see anything useful in here. And let's get to the third floor. Gotta collect those mono coins. Break it, Monokuma might come and punish me. Alright. Hello, Hen 69. And it looks like I've got another bot showing up in my chat. I should probably get some moderators. Of course, with how few people tend to show up in chat, it's been largely a non-issue. There's a thick layer of dust on top of the desk. Looks like this library's been neglected for a pretty long time. As nice as the school itself is, whoever's in charge of upkeep has been pretty lazy. Strange. I'm absolutely shocked. How come? They have all these books or not one copy of any of my works. Oh, yeah, well, they have comics at the library. Plus, most fanfic is just porn drawn out by a bunch of amateurs. You just don't get it! Not at all! I do get it. With a face like yours, I can tell nothing that you do is worthwhile. Say what you want about me, but never judge a book by its author. Now hear this, experiences mean nothing at all. What you see before you is nothing more than the rind that contains the meaty pulp of my genius. My creations are what determine my meaning and value. You're so full of it. I'm used to being misunderstood. You think weak attacks like yours will drop my HP? Those two really worry me. It looks like a laptop. The laptop looks pretty old and it's all covered in dust.
So...
It's broken. I tried to press the power button earlier, but nothing happened. It's broken, huh? Too bad. I was hoping I could use to go online and see what's going on the outside world. If it's broken, there's nothing they can really do about it. Plus, Chihiro is a programmer, so she probably wouldn't be able to fix it. Let's see, exploring the new floor for we're doing free time. Mostly exploring the new floor. Now the shelf is tight. It's packed tight with books, but looking at it, the whole thing is incredibly dusty. Looks like the library's been neglected for a pretty long time. As nice as the school itself is, whoever's in charge of upkeep has been pretty lazy. So it's this. The shelf, but on the shelf is a letter. What's this? Hope's Peak Academy?
Indeed.
It's buried under a thick layer of dust. It's been sitting there for quite a while. Well, shall we see what's inside? But we shouldn't read other people's mail without their permission.
Is that right?
What we shouldn't do is leave here without finding out what's inside. Okay. Broke the seal of the dusty envelope and pulled out a single sheet of paper found inside. We folded the paper and read what was written in there. From Hope's Peak Academy Executive Office. Throughout the years, we have been committed to shaping the youth who will one day shape the world. We have a long, proud history as an institution of higher learning with full governmental support. Our graduates enter society ready to take on active leadership roles in every major job field. However, Hope's Peak Academy must now lower the curtain on its glorious history for the time being. This decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. Make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope's Peak Academy. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure have been resolved. That being said, this is the end for now. I would like to personally and sincerely thank everyone for your help and support over the years. For now, we are awaiting official governmental authorization to formally cease operations. What does this mean? The contents of this letter are quite interesting indeed.
It
would seem Hope's Peak had stopped functioning as a school. Judging by the amount of dust the letter had collected, it doesn't seem to have opened recently. If I had to guess, I'd say this letter could be at least a year old. So you're saying Hope's Peak closed down at least a year ago? Most likely, the mastermind took over the abandoned school in order to put on this little performance. But that would mean it closed when I got here just a few days ago. Or it was closed. But I didn't get that sense at all. Plus, if the school had shut down, don't you think it would have been in all the newspapers and stuff? I mean, you're saying it could have happened over a year ago, right? Before I got here, I looked stuff up online about the school and never saw anything about this.
So, in other words...
That must have all been part of the mastermind's plan to lure us all in here. Someone who could create a place to judge and execute people could potentially be capable of anything. Of course, that's all assuming that this letter is real.
However...
If it is real, though, that does solve one mystery surrounding the school. The reason there are no other students here could be because the school had already closed down. That'd be a nice, simple solution, it's true. But then what about this other part? This decision was not an easy one to make, but serious issues beyond our control have made it necessary. But make no mistake, this is not the end for Hope's Peak Academy. We intend to reopen our doors as soon as the issues forcing our closure have been resolved. What do they mean by serious issues? That's apparently why the school had to close. Is there any connection between that and what's happening to us now?
Now,
the two events are in fact connected, uncovering that connection would be a useful clue on top of figuring out the mastermind's motive. But I can't really say any more until we find out more details. So in other words, only the mastermind knows the truth right now. The mastermind's motive. Figure out why they would want to imprison us all here. Will that be enough to get us out of here? Or... some kind of archive. All I saw in there was stacks of old books and files. Can't imagine what business you would have in there. That's true, I don't really have any reason to check it out. How about uncovering, looking for clues on the serious issues? Ooh, I'm just about out of time. As always, folks, thank you for watching, and do not stop being awesome, and I'll catch you in the next stream. But until then, take care.